a very good evening to everybody. It is Tuesday, so that means it is Pageant Land. And we have got an incredible guest here at Queen's Table this evening. Hello, Caitlin, who is your Miss Diamond Curve Europe. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm getting over a bit of a sickness, but I'm fine. It's all good. So, yes. So, it's lovely to see you. And
Yes.
I can't wait to chat to you tonight. I mean, we've got so much to chat about. And
it's been so much since, so much has happened since last saw you, last spoke. So,
yeah, I can't wait. So let's just start off with obviously if anyone wants to comment this evening or ask Caitlin any questions, do, and you can pop them in the box and I will ask her for you. So let's start off with your incredible pageant history. She's been doing pageants for many years now. So how did it all start?
So it started back in 2014, my pageant journey. I was asked to help out at a local heat by my friend Cara in Rutland. So we were helping out at Miss GB Rutland. I did that for 3 years. And then she asked if me and a friend of mine, Naomi, would take over due to her personal circumstances. So then we took over directing for a year. I must say, I take my hats off to all directors. I mean, the standing joke is I came into it backwards. So I started as a helper, then I directed, and then I started entering. So I started entering just due to give me that bit of extra experience and actually get to know what it's like from a contestant and a finalist point of view, because you can only give so much advice to the girls that were on stage, having not been through it, not really been a part of that. I mean, only 3 years. That's not a long time in pageant land, effectively, when you're just helping out. You're not into the thick of it, but you are as a finalist. Started as Miss Divine Leicestershire, back of the wonderful days of Miss Divine, and it was just to gain experience at first, and then I competed there, absolutely fell in love with just competing, the confidence. I'd never had that kind of confidence before, and I wanted to go a bit further. I wanted to do more. I wanted to have a full year and get that experience. So directing was kind of put back and focused on me. It then went Divine for 3 years, Miss Voluptuous UK for 2, obviously during the lockdown period as well. Actually, it was 3 years, but because of the lockdown period, it worked out over 2 finals. And then Diamond, which is where I'm going to be for a very long time.
Oh, yes. I mean, we're going to talk a lot about Diamond now because there's so much exciting stuff to talk about, isn't there? So what made you choose Diamond? Why that system in the first place?
So obviously as a finalist, you travel around, you attend different pageants. So I actually attended Diamond as a finalist for Voluptuous. And just that, the year I went, it was 2021. It's the first time I'd ever been to Diamond. Obviously, I was aware of it. As you do it, you know about a lot of pageants. You might not have attended them, but you know. And just the atmosphere and the finals over 2 days, and contestants seem a lot more relaxed. It was the multiple of ages, so you end up with a massive family with you. It was the year as well that there was a medical incident with one of the contestants, and actually knowing that Danny and Tina, I mean, I didn't know them at the time. Obviously, I'm really close to them now. They're family. They're not getting rid of me, unfortunately for them. But they stopped the whole proceedings. They would not continue on until they knew that that contestant was safe, secure, with the correct treatment. I think it ended up being delayed by like an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours maybe. But it was that was one of the secure things of, do you know something? If I ever do get the chance to represent or to have the chance at being part of Diamond, I'd love to go for it. Obviously, after not placing at Voluptuous, I was all prepared to give up and take a break, and because by that point it had been 6 years competing at that point. So I was kind of like, do you know something? I'm going to just relax, have a break. And a lot of people went, no, you said about Diamond. And so I spoke to Tina, I spoke to a couple of others, and it just kind of, next thing I know, I'm in Diamond.
Amazing. By the way, I've just got a message that I just popped up that made me laugh. So your answer to the question is, we forced her. Do you reckon that could be Tina or Danny? It says Facebook user, but I reckon it is.
It could, to be fair, it could be anybody.
Easily led.
Yeah, it could be. I had quite a few
Brilliant.
people telling me that with the curve system, with the curve as well, because that was the other thing that I liked about Diamond is when I spoke to Tina to inquire about it, is she didn't automatically assume that because I'd come from, it's
Hannah. Hello, Hannah.
Yeah, it's all her fault. It's all her fault. We're going to blame her completely. But yeah, so Tina didn't just assume that because I was coming from voluptuous that I wanted to just do curve. I mean, that is the title I wanted to represent. That is the title I wanted. But she actually turned around and said, you can do Ms. or curve based on your age. And it's like, well, actually, I do want to do curve. I do want to represent the bigger woman. I mean, I obviously campaign for acceptance across everything. And I do understand where there is a lot in pageant land that people say that it shouldn't be, that categories shouldn't be distinguished by size. It kind of goes on your age or your marital status, which I am fully for. But for me at the time, I'd had my confidence knocked quite considerably. So to be in that category with similar women facing similar social media and things like that, I then sat there and went, actually, no, I want to represent these women. I want to represent the bigger woman. I want to be the one that is campaigning. Yes, I campaign for body acceptance and body health as well. But it's for those that want to feel that they have the right to stand out. And I'm proud to have curve blazed across my chest because I am curve. I am a curve. I do a little bit of modelling. I do little bits and pieces, but I am a curve. I'm never going to be a slim Barbie, as I say, but it's the truth is I'm never going to be in that stereotype. I want to break the stereotypes, and I want to show that, as I said in my opening round, was it my opening speech or my spokesmodel, that as a plus size woman, I stand here and I have the right to stand here without prejudice or judgment, believing as I am, standing in the body that I want to be in.
That's amazing. I like that.
So yeah, and then obviously placing third in Vegas, Tina and Danny gave me the incredible opportunity to come back as Diamond Curve Europe. And I think before we'd even left Vegas, that was the day after, like we were so crowning was on the Saturday, we were flying back on the Sunday. And I said to them in the airport, do you know something? Yes. I've had such an amazing time. I know where I went, where I felt, not that I went wrong, but I know where I could improve personally. And obviously looking back at various things and you get your feedback and things like that, you've got something to work towards. And yeah, I pretty much snapped the hand off before we'd even stepped foot on the plane home.
Oh, bless you. That is brilliant. I mean, it looked absolutely incredible. I mean, I was absolutely exhausted that week. I watched the whole thing from home. But the thing is, I'm working in the day and I was up till like goodness knows what time in the early hours of the morning. I even did fall asleep with my phone and nearly knocked my face one night. But I was there supporting from the UK. But how did it feel with so many people supporting from home? Because the comments were rushing in. Most of us were crying. We were so happy, all happy tears. It was just such an emotional week.
Yeah, it was. I mean, even the comments, I mean, obviously at the time, you're in kind of a tunnel vision and you don't really notice at full force, especially being curve. I'm towards the end and I didn't really have my phone on me as much kind of thing. So I wasn't, it was kind of looking back that you then look at the comments and everything else. But there's one I remember and I stepped off stage. I think it was after one of my optional rounds. I stepped off stage. And Danny turned to me and she went, sorry, where did that come from? What was that? Like, and I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, how confident were you? And I had stepped off that stage and it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've just done that. But I came off feeling confident, feeling comfortable. And I think that was the big thing is I came off feeling comfortable. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't scared. I wasn't like, I came off and I actually felt relaxed. And then going into the next round, because optionals day was just a blur, like it is one after the other, and you've got crowning of the optionals in between as well. And obviously I took on 5 optionals, which was a lot. I mean, there was a total of 7 in total. Obviously one was judged previously because that was portfolio, but I did 4 on stage optionals. And obviously, unlike a standard kind of pageant, kind of schedule where you've got everybody going on before you, because they were optionals, not everybody was doing it. So you kind of got, right, Caitlin, you're on, and it's like, but it doesn't feel like it's been long enough, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Surely somebody else is due on to go on before me. So yeah, that was an incredible feeling. And the cheering, I mean,
Oh,
Nicola.
Oh, hello, Nicola. Yeah, I think we were all crying. We were all crying.
Yeah, so watching me, like, I mean, Nicola, going back to obviously when I won the UK title in the October 22, even looking back at the videos, I couldn't actually hear my name called at first because everybody was screaming. And I'm like, it was me. It is my name called. And it's like, because it's one of those things, like, because everybody was cheering. And that was an incredible feeling as well. Standing up there with Amy, who's an incredible, absolutely incredible woman, Amy Morris, like standing there holding hands with her. It was just, and then to hear my name called as well, it was like, what? Me? No. You me. And then obviously the famous fall and tripping over in photos, and that was that. And then obviously getting the opportunity, because obviously we had to keep this quiet at first, and it wasn't announced until Diamond Finals in August this last year, to 2023. So that was another thing as well. You've got people going, what are you doing next? Where are you gonna go? And it's like, I don't know. I might just take a break and help out with social media. I think, yeah, we did have Mama D absolutely confused at that one, because I told her on the Friday of the Diamond Finals that I was taking a break and that I wasn't planning to compete again for a while. And then obviously I pulled my sash out, so when obviously I was crowned, and then on the Saturday, and it was just like she came rushing to the stage. Having that support as well is like, just everybody in pageant land, like, I love the community in pageant land, absolutely love it.
Oh, it's amazing. You've got so much support. Yeah, not allowed to take a break. We've got another.
Thanks, Hannah.
And then who run the world curve? Oh, amazing. It's yeah, they've got some lovely comments coming in. But yeah, it was such an emotional journey, and it's been wonderful because I've known you for quite a few years now. I mean, we sort of started a similar sort of time, and just to see your journey personally, and like just your progression and your confidence, and that sass on stage though. I was like we were all watching you at home. We had you up on the big screen because you can do that thing with the telly where you put your phone in a link until it got to a certain time. Then I was in bed watching it, but we're all just like, what, the sass was incredible. And the outfits as well. Who'd made your outfits?
So I mean, we had a bit of an issue with my fashion wear for Vegas. Like, that was a big issue at the time. I'd had something made and it hadn't come out originally the way it was designed, and then there were problems with it fitting because we didn't realize until later on, until I actually received it. I think I received it like 2 weeks before we were due to fly, and then we discovered that at my first fitting it fitted great. There were just the extras and the tassels and everything to add to it. Then at the second fitting it didn't fit at all, and it's like,
how?
Why? And obviously in that panic and that moment, it's like, we figured that it must have been because we'd added tassels and had that changed the fabric. And it wasn't actually till I received it 2 weeks before finals that we realized part of the bodice had actually been sewn as the tassels were put on, so it shortened the entire bodice. So the extra panel that we put in at the second fitting, it was like when we'd unpicked it to make it more comfortable, it was then like, because obviously I do have sewing background because my mum's a seamstress, so I knew kind of what I was doing there. And then it was like, oh my god, it's like 4.5 inches either side too big. And I'm like, it's 2 weeks till finals, what do I do? But luckily I have an amazing sponsor, Amber from Quinlan Couture. Oh, like, I took it up to her like within a couple of days, and she was just incredible. She sorted it all out, she made sure it fit, she did everything I needed to, and I actually picked it up the day before we flew.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a bit of a My evening gown was a previous one that I'd got from Kylie Rose, who again, just an incredible human being, the amount she does for Pageantland and everything else. She'd got me that for a different finals, but I'd taken it up to Amber when she first agreed to sponsor me, and I was like, I want to change it up a bit. I'm fed up of, I want to embrace something, because obviously when I'd first worn it, I changed it a little bit to be a little bit more conservative, and I thought, do you know something? I looked at it, I had a photo shoot in it as well with Charlotte Clemmy, and between her, Patty and Duncan and Eva and everybody else at the shoots, as you know, they're like, hey, take it off, like, we'll get this shot. And I had to wear that dress again. We added a split. So yeah, like my outfits, I love them.
They're incredible. You look absolutely stunning. Green suits you so much as well, doesn't it? I love
my green. Like my UK dress from when I won Diamond UK, believe it or not, it was a Shein dress.
Yeah.
I'd got quite lucky with that. Again, I'd worn it to a shoot and fell in love with how I felt with it, because originally I'd just bought it because it was different with the one shoulder and it would make nice headshots. So that's originally why I'd got it, and to maybe wear it for appearances. And somebody went, you've got to wear that on stage.
Yeah.
And it was like
absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
But yeah. So I
think that's the key, though, isn't it? If you feel really good in something, it really suits you. It is just amazing. So I think Hannah's just put there. She's put how you know it's me. Oh, that's nice. I like it. So yeah, it's really, really good, because the outfits just looked incredible. I just think you just shone on that stage so much. The outfits are on point. Your walk was on point. Your just whole confidence was on point. So it's just been amazing just seeing you grow. So let's move on to like your support with the pageant community. You are such an angel with that. I mean, over the years, you are literally at every single pageant I go to, I think. Normally, I'm like,
I try to be. I do try to be. I mean, as I say, the pageant community, I mean, they supported us when we were starting out as directing and things like that as well. And then obviously meeting at Divine, meeting people like Megan, because that was the first year I'd met Megan Goldberger. And obviously she's been a massive influence as well through the pageant community. It's just a case of them meeting people like Hannah, like yourself, like so many others. Like there's just so many people that you can name. And that's what I like about the pageant, is you help out within your own communities. Like we do food bank donations, we do charity donations, we do drives, we do community work, we do all of that as standard. Like whether you've got a crown and sash on or not, it's still something we all do regularly. And whether I've got a crown on and whether I've got a sash on, it's something I'll still continue to do, and I'll still help. I'll still do the food bank donations. I'll still promote. But just having that support from the community, I like to give back. I like to give back the support that I get. So, okay, I might not be able to support everybody's raffles. I might not be able to support anything monetary wise, but it's, as they say, like a small business, that share, that comment, that getting people seen a bit more and doing what you can. And that's what I love about the pageant community, is we all do so many different things that there's something I might not get involved in, but one of my friends might get involved in. And again, it comes down to the pageant community. I mean, it was this time last year that all those articles came out, and I was dealing with all the papers and all that negativity and everything else. And part of that negativity, actually, we managed to turn into a positive, because that's how my sponsor came about. She'd seen the article, she'd seen the negativity. She knew somebody else in pageant world, and she asked, and she says, well, I don't know this woman personally, but I have heard of her. And it's like, message her and see if there is anything. And now me and Amber, we're constantly sending pictures backwards and forwards, and she's at the pageant expo as well, which I'll be attending with her. So yeah, it's things like that knowing that the community had my back and things like that, with all the nasty comments. Like, I mean, the comments for me weren't the issue. It was the headline that I was absolutely furious at. But as I said on several articles, people are entitled to their opinion. I'm not here to take somebody's free speech away. People are entitled to their own opinion of me. Now, if I can change that opinion for a positive, fantastic. If I can change somebody's outlook on life because of it, because it's not a reflection on me, it's a reflection on them and how people will see them. Because that's another thing with pageants, it's gaining the confidence and the support that I can actually stand there and go, do you know something? Yes, you're entitled to your own opinion. You're entitled to think that, but I'm going to do me. And I know I've got the backing and the support to do me. And that's why I like to give back, because I want other people to feel like that as well. So supporting people like yourself, Kira, Hannah, like everything. I'll join in as and where I can. If not, I'll share.
Yeah, no, you're an absolute angel. And do you know what? Everyone just loves you because you are yourself and you are being yourself. And that's the best thing. And sometimes I think out of a real negative situation comes such a positive. I'm a great believer in that, you know, and if you're a good person inside, it will all turn out all right in the end. So let's move on to your platform, the Femme Space. Could you tell me a bit about that?
So the Femme Space is constantly in development. I know I do need to step it up. It has kind of sat back a bit due to personal issues at the moment that I know we're all going through stuff like that at the moment, cost of living, other things. But I will always share information and share things. So the Femme Space started because I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I know a lot of people in pageant land, I hammer it home, but it is a condition that affects 10% of women worldwide. It's not an uncommon condition. It's one of the most common conditions out there at the moment. And the fact of the matter is that when I was diagnosed at the age of 29, most diagnoses from PCOS actually happen in the teens. So I was diagnosed effectively quite late. And the fact is, it can take 5 to 7 years to get a diagnosis at the time that I was diagnosed. And my doctor basically went, yeah, you've got it. Lose weight. And I'm like, but I'm trying to lose weight. I've done the gym. I've done this. I've done that. I've done all the fad cultures because of what society told me to do when I was younger and because I was bigger. And it actually forced me to look into it, to look into the condition that I have. And you find out so much information, but it was the fact that I had to go looking. It wasn't readily available. I do my own research. I look into other things. I try out supplements. I have things that in the past I've created infographics and things like that and posted. I did obviously some interviews on when I first started the Femme Space, because actually speaking to people that have conditions like PCOS, like endometriosis, like adenomyosis, and a few others that can affect the reproductive system or that kind of area of it, everybody's different. Again, that's another thing about pageant land. We can all go out on stage and we're doing effectively the same thing. We're doing a catwalk, we're doing our poses, our smiles, our walks, our hands on our hips and all of that. But if we were doing exactly the same, then it wouldn't be much of a show as such. So you've got somebody that will do a turn, you've got somebody that can do, I mean, I can't turn for anything. As much as Harriet, my coach, and Hannah and that have tried, I can't turn for anything on stage. But it's the different outfits, it's the different things. And it then comes down to the same with PCOS, that because I've got it, my symptoms are going to differ to somebody else that's got it. The same with people within endometriosis. And I'm going to get told information by my doctors that somebody else isn't going to get told. Like I've been told that I might not have children. It's a what if, and they're big what ifs, but only you know. But just talking about it and getting people to have those conversations, like talking about periods, like talking about pain, like talking about growth. I mean, I've got tweezers here, there, and everywhere because I get extra hair growth due to PCOS. And it's having those conversations and sitting there and going, it's normal. For those that do have it, it's a symptom of it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to hide away from. Embrace it. And I mean, thanks to places like Facebook, like TikTok, like Pageant Land, people are speaking and more about it. There's more and more info coming out. There's more and more studies coming out. And I just use the Femme Space. A lot of it is information sharing. A lot of it is putting it out there because, again, I know how difficult it was when I was diagnosed to find that information. So that's what my platform is about. Yes, I need to work on it more, and I know Hannah keeps telling me and everything else, so I know I'm going to get hammered on that one at some point. But there are things in the pipeline. Like I say, personal, we've all got our personal lives as well as pageantry. For me, pageantry is a hobby. My platform is a hobby. It won't stop me sharing things that I found online. But yes, I probably need to do a bit more development, which is what I'm actually going to look at in kind of the next few months, of getting more and more and working more on that. So.
It's going well though, because you are sharing that information. That's people, I mean, even if you helped a couple of people or one person even, that it gives that information for, you're helping someone. And you know, it's very, very useful information out there, you know, because
and my inbox is always open for anybody that has any questions, because if I can't find an answer straight away, if I don't have an answer that I already know from my research, I will look for it for them.
Yeah. That's it. You'll find the answer. You'll find it, definitely. So moving on from that, we're going to talk about body confidence and acceptance, and which I feel that you have absolutely just shown that you've done. Why is this very, very important to you?
So for me, having been, I mean, a lot of people do get bullied, whether it's little pieces, whether it's big information. Now, ever since I kind of hit puberty, I've always been a bigger girl. We now know that that is potentially down to the PCOS, because I could have had it since I was younger, since I was a teenager, and it just went undiagnosed because, again, like a lot of other things, the symptoms are so similar to other symptoms. It's kind of snowballs in that effect. And again, women, we're a little bit further down the list, apparently. But that's another reason for body confidence and body acceptance, is it does link back to the platform of, I was told to lose weight to help manage my PCOS and to help reverse my PCOS. But it's a condition that affects my weight. It's a condition, like I say, with the hair growth and things like that. It can affect how I look and how I feel. And so body acceptance for me and body confidence, it's not just about feeling comfortable in the skin you're in. If to feel comfortable, you want to change something, whether it's the color of your hair, the makeup that you wear, the style of clothes you wear, the color that you wear, even going from wearing trainers to wearing heels, things like that, even to the, I say extremes because it would be an extreme for me, but I know for others it isn't, even to surgery, whether it is cosmetic surgery to enhance or to take away, or just to make you feel better about yourself. If that is what you feel you need to do to be confident, then do it. It is that thing. I'm not going to sit there and tell you you don't need all of that, because you should be confident in your own skin. I am, and I'm very fortunate to feel that way, because people can say, as I said, with the negative comments, some of the comments I got called and all sorts, it was based on my looks. It wasn't based on, as you said, beautiful people on the inside. Now, I can shrug it off. I've got an older brother that's teased me for years. So I've got slightly thicker skin when it comes to things like that, which I know isn't always a good thing. But for me, it was, because I could sit there and go, well, that's nothing I've not been told before. They just came from a different place. Like, my brother teasing me is out of love, not out of malicious intent kind of thing. Whereas, so for me, it's not just about being confident in your own skin. If you can be, great, fantastic, enjoy it. But if you feel the need that you need to do something, whether it's changing what you eat to lose weight, whether it's toning up and going to the gym to build that muscle to change, if that's what you need to do, then I will be the biggest cheerleader ever. But I am also a cheerleader if you do feel comfortable as you are, because it's about acceptance. It's about having that confidence and you doing what you need to do to feel that way.
Exactly. I'll completely agree with that, because, and sometimes acceptance can take a while in yourself, especially if you had things happen when you were younger, such as bullying or whatever. You can sort of lose your confidence. I know with me, pageants brought the acceptance out in me, and I was delighted when I won Best in Swimwear at 43 years old. You know, brilliant. You know, I've got wobbly bits and things like that, and I accepted that a long, long time ago. I mean, I've had a child, doesn't matter, you know, this is me, this is my body. But I do think it can take a while. But if you are in that place, then it's wonderful, isn't it? Because you can't kind of, it's relief really as well, isn't it? Because you kind of think, actually, this is me, and that's it really. And if you do feel happy, that's wonderful.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I look back, and I mean, my Harley, my partner, my fiance, he's just been incredible. Like, he stayed up watching me in Vegas. He was screenshotting me, sending me the photos and all of this, that, and the other. And it's swimwear. Now, I posted my swimwear, my Regency swimwear pictures for the first time last week. And the reason it's taken me time, because even though I was confident and I actually won that optional, the first thing I noticed is as soon as I got them photos, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, look at my stomach, because it had actually dropped out the bottom of the swimsuit. Now, I hadn't noticed that at the time, and I walked with the confidence on stage, and a lot of people says, what are you on about? Like, you walked amazingly, you looked incredible, the confidence, the smile, the walk and everything. And it's like, that was the first thing I noticed in the photos. And it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like I came off stage and I hadn't even realised, even through being crowned as that section either, I hadn't realised that was on show.
I didn't even notice. This is the thing. I think it's something you probably notice yourself.
Yeah, like, but that is the thing is, even though I have that confidence and I have had that, it is a case of I will still pick at myself. I will still pick that. I will still have days. And that's the other thing. It's okay to have down days about your appearance, with your mental health. As much as people sit there and go positivity and this, that, and the other, if you want to go and sit under a blanket and curl up binge watching, eating ice cream all day, do it. But I can guarantee if you let it happen, there will be more good days than bad. And I'm now thinking about it. It was like, actually, do you know something? Yeah, those photos. Yes, it's still taking me a while to put them up, but that's me. I didn't notice it on stage. I didn't feel it on stage. I felt a lot different. And it's all about, some of it is down to perspective of how you see yourself, but it was like, that feeling. I keep going back. Like, I look at the photos now and I just think, I'm smiling in those photos. I'm doing all this. I'm doing everything. So, yes.
Yeah, see, there you go. Breaking stereotypes of every word. Queen. I love it. Yeah, she certainly is. And I've got another comment here. No, you looked incredible. You're such a beautiful girl inside and out. Honestly, it's absolutely amazing. So before you go, just is there anything else you want to tell me about Vegas? Because it just looked amazing.
It was hot. It was hot. I will give it that. We were sitting at 48 degrees was the average outside temperature. So yeah, that was a little bit. The thing as well with Vegas is I actually wasn't well while we were in Vegas. The few days before competition, I was actually looking at flights home. I was that unwell. Luckily, they were £2,500 to get home, so it's like I might as well while I'm still here. But yeah, I'd sat down with Danny and Tina and I'd had that conversation with them as we moved hotels that I was struggling. I'd been putting on a brave face. I'd been going to the photo shoots. I'd been trying to interact as best I could, but I was struggling out there. Obviously they've moved, so it'd be Orlando this year. So another whole different type of heat to potentially deal with. But again, it looks like that actual time that I wasn't well, it was a PCOS flare-up. So I was suffering with pain. I was all over the place. Because again, PCOS is known to affect, because it is a hormonal condition, it is known to affect your mental health. And I wasn't feeling the best. And obviously the heat combined with pain, and your head's all over the place. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to Orlando. I'm looking forward to the opportunities I've got.
Yeah.
And being back, I mean, Regency, as much as I love Diamond, and I will always be Diamond, through and through. As I said, Tina and Danny, they can't get rid of me. They'll never get rid of me. I'm unlucky for them, but yes. Regency was just an incredible. I mean, obviously for Team UK, bringing back 9 crowns out of 13. And it was just being out there and meeting so many people from America and Australia and all those kind of elsewhere that you wouldn't have had the opportunity, and knowing that they looked after people as well. There was actually a delay in our evening wear round start. That's
brilliant.
Yeah, but they actually delayed the start to actually take care of somebody in the audience, somebody's family member that was ill. They were waiting on paramedics and first aid staff. So again, it brings down the ethos of like what Diamond was for me, is they actually do care. It's not just something else for them. It's their finalists matter, the royalty matter. To them, everybody matters, and that's what I love about the systems. It's not just, we've got you here, we need you doing this, 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 and this. Yes, that's to be expected. You've got this, and it is expected of it, because you want to encourage others to feel the same way you do and to feel accepted in the same way you do. But Regency is where I do want to. I really do want the curve title. I want to represent on that international level. I want to take what I do here and I want to take it further.
That would be amazing. Well, we're going to be behind you every single step of the way this year. And you can get some Mickey Mouse ears as well. You need to get some pageant sort of sparkly Mickey Mouse ears.
Well, I've got the Disney. I've inherited these. These aren't mine. They're not mine. They're my partner's. My partner is Stitch obsessed, and it's now. So I have inherited some Disney in my life. I mean, the bag's mine. The bag's mine.
Amazing.
But yes, so it'll be Stitch in Orlando, if anything.
Yeah, Kira likes Stitch as well. She'd be with you on that one. She loves it. Absolutely.
It seems to be a running theme, because we've got quite a few Stitch fans at Diamond as well, with Shania, Alana. There's so many of us that love Stitch over in Diamond. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I love Stitch. Stitch is wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Caitlin. It's been amazing chatting to you.
No, thank you for having me.
It is. I could literally chat to you till like the early hours of tomorrow morning.
I think most of us could when it comes to pageants. Like, it's just with everything coming up, with obviously, I mean, what have we got? We've got Pure, there's Supranational, there's the Pageant Expo, there's Yemi, Galaxy, like IGM, like
loads coming up now. Getting very excited.
I can't wait for the official like Pageantland season to start again. I've been getting withdrawal symptoms since kind of November.
I know. I'm kind of getting it all sort of planned and ready now. It's all good. I'm getting very, very excited.
Yes.
It's all good. I can't wait to see everyone again. It's brilliant. So let's just let everyone know who is on next week. We've got the lovely and my former sister queen, Alice, who is your Ms. Royal Yorkshire 2024. I can't wait to chat to Alice about that. That's going to be quite interesting, isn't it? She's going in for Royal again. And I can't wait to talk to her.
I love Alice.
She's absolutely lovely, isn't she? She's
well, obviously, I help out. As you know, I help out at Atlantic, and I have done for a few years. And obviously, I was there when you guys won, and I was there when you handed over. And so, I'll be tuning in for that one.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be cool. Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. I mean, like I say, there's so many coming up. I can't wait for Atlantic. Obviously, I'll be there. I can't wait for Yemi. I can't wait for Galaxy to go and watch that. It's just, it's getting excited, isn't it? I'm just planning all the hotels and the travel and bits and pieces now. So we will all be back together for the season very soon. So
yes.
Thank you so much for coming on again. It's been wonderful to have you. And we shall support you all the way to internationals. You'll have our support. Thank you so much again, Caitlin. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.